The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman on this 31st day, last day of July. We'll be looking at monthly candles very soon. Let's just get this 120-minute E-mini chart up to show the rectangle formation of that little pop-up. Was it yesterday to 10 o'clock, going to 28.21.75 on the S&P E-mini, then plunging down to the 2798.25 level. Got a peak A, gray peak A, gray peak B, gray peak C, right here, and in the rectangle resistance 28.22s was a high so far, 28.21.75. So we've snuck above it. So this becomes a blue leg C, meaning there's potentially a buy mode that should go to a D, and then we're going to see whether you come back into the rectangle or try to tackle that very ugly candle of the 27th at about 2 in the afternoon. 28.30 down to 28.08. Whew, that was a big plunge as well. Okay, so we have, I could not put in a down arrow in the Dow, but in the S&P I could because it closed under the 9-period moving average yesterday in the daily chart, and the MACD just dipped underneath the slow moving average. That's the green line, went under the red line, and the stochastic did drop. It was still above 80%. Now it's it was below 80%. Now it's at 68%. So we're watching this real closely. Why? Because there's a peak D in the weekly chart below the previous all-time high of 28, right here, all-time high of 28.89. So we've got to look at this real closely. And now let me just get out of this and say very quickly that the E-mini, I'm going to go to the monthly charts in a second. Just go to this, here we are. So this is the RTY. This is what I sometimes like to trade more than the E-mini. It's more of a challenge. I like a challenge because you develop techniques that way. And you can see it's just held steady at 2070. This is the Russell 2000 E-mini at 1675.60 in leg D in the weekly, in the middle chart, which is 5 minutes, and the monthly I've got in a leg F at this particular point. E-mini, I just want to quickly give you the parameters to look for. Any bar, I'll have to do this right. Okay, we've just extended this leg. Gosh, that's an incredible leg B, all the way from the 28.12s to the 28.22, 10 points in one leg. In a 5-minute chart, that is really big, and in the same thing in the 10-minute chart. All right, parameters to look for E-mini. I'm not going to say upside because the upside at this point is this: it's the last day of the month. I don't know how many times over the years I've looked at June as having a potential crazy last day of the month. This is July. July, not so many times. But this is very interesting, serious selling in many of the sectors going into yesterday. Today is a complete reversal. Very nice move to the upside. So let me just say, on the downside, if we're at 28.21 right now, if there is any 10-minute bar that closes 2 out of 3 times for the rest of the day underneath 28.16, that's just 5 points down from here, that'll suggest we'll see some selling into the close. But so far, this is very good action. Let's just get out of this because I want to go through the numbers. Because it's the last day of the month, I need to look at monthly charts. Dow. The Dow right now is up 158 at 25,465. Hasn't taken out yesterday's high of yesterday's candle, but this is very good action. And one of the reasons why I couldn't put a down arrow, whereas I did in the S&P, I couldn't put a down arrow in the daily chart here. It's at peak D. You've seen how many times I discussed this yesterday. We've got peak D reversals or sharp reversals at 25,587. I'm looking at this and saying, gee, the MACD is still strong. The stochastic's at 85%. Let me just go to a little close up here. Look at this daily chart. This is or 3 or 4 moving averages. It's nicely above it at this particular point. But look at this. The MACD is still very strong. And that's what I mentioned to subscribers this morning, expecting a bounce today. Stochastic's good at 85%. It is turning down, but it's just good. And the on-balance volume is trying to reverse a couple of days of really sharp down moves. So I'm watching this very closely. We are in a sell signal. We are short the Dow. I can tighten up the stop. There's no problem. I'm just looking at this because the Dow turned out to be the weakest for a while. All of a sudden, it's become the strongest of the indicators, and it's because I believe very strongly in the mix of the Dow. It's the best mix I have seen in decades, and we'll see how that's going to stand the test of time. There we go. So now we're going to go to the numbers to look at. If by today's Tuesday, if by Friday's close, there is no new high above 25,587 last week's high, that's going to make a peak D. But if it's very close, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to go to a new leg E. But most importantly, the MACD has crossed positive in the weekly chart, and the stochastics at 82%. Hey, that's not bad. The price should be much higher. So there's some internal weakness here in the weekly chart of the Dow. Monthly chart is still really good. This candle, if it closes anywhere from here, even if it drops 80 points from here, this is still a really good candle. So that's what we're looking at. Parameters looking out is if the Dow closes below 25,000 at any point in the next 2 to 3 weeks, that's going to suggest a deeper consolidation. And if it just holds steady and goes sideways, well, then we're going to have to look at what is holding the Dow up. I got a feeling that we know. But in the meantime, let's look at the S&P, SPX.X. The S&P right now is up 19, up 0.69%. Dow is up 0.66%. So it's slightly stronger. I usually prefer that. The 500 a little stronger than the 30 stocks. At 2821.85, up 19.23. It went under the 9-period exponential moving average yesterday. Oh, I should have put in a down arrow. I should have put in a down arrow yesterday. So we're going to put the down arrow. That can be negated, but that's what it says so far. Stochastics is 67%, quite weak. Relative strength is not too great. On-balance volumes barely running here. A peak D is probably going to be made on Friday if there's no new high above 2829.99. Let me just double check. 48.03. I knew I hadn't updated that. 48.03. Whoa, nearly said the wrong thing. Right, 28.48.03. And that's going to be very interesting. Weekly chart is still very strong technically, and so is the monthly chart. It's going to be very interesting. QQQs. 176.80 up $1.69, just in the upper range of horrible candle yesterday. MACD's negative, stochastics negative. I should have done it, didn't have time. I should have put a down arrow based on the Chapman wave methodology right there. So 182.93 is the high of the 25th. 182.93, the 25th of July. And we've had a pretty serious pullback, not as serious as the one on the 20th of June from 177.98 to 169. That was 8 points. This one is 182 to 8 points. 10 points. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a pretty serious pullback. But anyway, the big resistance now is at 178.18. Both the 9 and the 14-period exponential moving averages in the QQQ Invesco QQ Trust Series. This is the Index 100. I'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary Power Law Vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Basil takes your phone calls. Now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Here's a very good example of what can happen. Look, I had a question again. Would I be buying Echo? Echo is ECHO, Echo Global Logistics Inc. trading right now at 34.25. Look at the monthly chart. In a leg B, just under the previous all-time high at about 34, was it 34, 33.90, 34.35 back in June 2015. Wow, 3 years ago. And it's been all the way down to the mid-teens, and now it's up at the double at 34.25. Why? Because this person looks long-term, and he's prepared to sit out some bumpy shorter-term focus. And the leg E in the weekly chart, nicely above this candle, should close Friday, must close above 32.95. The high was made the week of the 2nd of February, 2018. That's where it started to pull back. But this is leg E in a pretty quick age, peak A, peak B, peak C, then a dip, cup formation, dip, leg D, and now it's leg E. But the daily is in a very strong leg E after a good candle yesterday, closing at the low of the day, though. So for everyone, I'd say most people should not do anything right now at 34.28. The reason why I said yes to this particular person to start a position is because it really looking out, it pretends to indicate that there's going to be a test of the upper levels of 36, could even go to 38 or even 42 over a certain period of time. Still has to consolidate these gains, but if it doesn't consolidate because it's been so strong while the other tech sectors have been very weak, I don't know what it does. Echo Global Logistics Inc. Maybe it's in, I don't know what they do. I'm saying that this is a good time to actually start a position. Now, the most important aspect of this is that there should be tremendous support between 30-50 and the 31 area. So if you're prepared to have a 10% correction in a small position because you're building a portfolio, I like this very much. Okay, even under these market conditions, I should say, especially in these market conditions when it's shown strength when the general market was weak. Let's go on now. We want to go to the IWM. The IWM is right now trading at up 2.23, up 1.36%. Really nice rebound. 166.42. I said to subscribers, we don't have a position, don't have a short position. I want you to see how it rallies, how it goes into the 166s. We're watching this closely. I don't know if we're going to issue some kind of a reversal signal here, but it is an H pattern It looked like it was failing. It went under key support. Now it's over the Chapman wave inside track support repellent area. So this is nice action so far. Held at the 14-period moving average support in the weekly chart. Is the last day of the month. You never know what can happen. But I'm holding off. There were just too many. It was, in fact, on my cell phone, I got some signals say, this is where we could see a huge sharp sell-off. Be very, very careful, blah, blah, blah. And I thought to myself, oh, my God, you just barely, first time you've had some kind of pullback off highs, and everyone's getting very nervous. There must be a pretty good rebound coming, and I think that's it today. We'll see if it can last more than a couple of days. So I want to look at the GC, which is gold, up to now at 1233. This is an H pattern. So far, it's held pretty nicely. The weekly chart has not gone to a lower low towards the 1220 level. This gets smoothed out. So it's 1220.3 was the low of the week of the 20th of July. And it's trading at 1233. This is the first sign that the weekly has said, if, and it's still an F. Why? Because you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sessions since the low was made on that, what was it, the 23rd? On 19th of July at 1220.3. And the last time you had something like this was back in, when the low was made on the 3rd of July. It went for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th bar took out the left side low. The 8th closed above it, and then the 9th went splash all the way down. So this is a very important moment. Why? I'm looking at some of the goals. Let's just look at GG for a moment. G, is that rallying? No, it's down 2 cents. What was I looking at? AU is, what the heck is Anglo Gold? Nice move up. Look at this strong move up 2.47% at 8.90, up 22 cents. What's AUY? I can never remember what the name is. That Yamana? Yeah, Yamana. Nice move up 2.58 at 317.07. A much better weekly chart. I'd like to look at our Royal Gold because that's kind of a benchmark to a certain extent because it's in royalties. A leg D in the monthly chart, there's going to be a leg D close on the month. Let's see if it doesn't. If Royal Gold cannot have a push in August above 98.53, that does become a peak D, and it's a whopper of a left side, right side price time match coming in within 1 month of the 100.84 high of September of 2012. What was the high? Did I say? No, I didn't. 98.53. So it's just over 2 points lower in terms of what the candle did this month. I'm watching it closely because to me it's a little bit of a benchmark because it has to do with the royalties. Peak E whopper of a slide from the 98s down to the 83s, and now to 85.52 in the weekly chart. Very poor technicals. So it's a mixed market as we've often seen here in gold. GOLD, nice bounce today, up 1.01%. And this is gold is what? What is gold? Rand gold. Oh, I should know that. Rand. I lived on the East Rand back in near Johannesburg, South Africa, as a teenager for 6, 7 years. Okay, now what we're looking at is silver. Is that a clue? What's silver doing today? Silver is up 0.05, 15.95. You know, it's a little bit better candle formation and a little bit better pattern. I like it. In the daily, the weekly chart is still very ugly, so is the monthly. So let's see. I'm still saying gold has to go at least another 15, 25 points higher before I'm starting to look at it and say, hey, this is looking much, much better. And silver really has to go from the 15.59 area now into the next step is 15.83 and then probably 16.20s. So let's see if we can do that without fading. How's high-grade copper today? High-grade copper, is it up? Yeah, it's up a little bit, 0.03. That's not a bad candle. Also trying to get off the ground. I'm really watching these things real closely. We did get stopped out for like a 1% loss in our gold position. Just I had it as to ameliorate if there was any deeper slide in gold and the dollar. Dollar's holding okay, up 0.10 at 95.47. Just holding sideways, holding this trend line support. I'm going to be watching all of these, of course, very closely. Still long the dollar for subscribers. from 90.07. It's trading at 94.47. Now, I had a couple of questions that I'll get to. Let me just say, crude oil, when I last looked, crude oil was down. Now it's down more. It's down $1.05 at 69.07. Yeah, it's got that arch formation that I've been talking about. But we'll see what happens. My suspicion is going to test the 67.30 to 66.50 area in the next couple of days. I'm wrong if it goes to 71.30 by Thursday. We'll see it closely. That takes me, what was the question I had here? It was yesterday. Would I do an analysis of the XLE? And what I'd said about the XLEs was holding pretty nicely. There isn't a direct relationship, but I just wanted to see if there was it's up 22 cents at 77.48. I think it's going to try to make an overlapping wave leg D above 78. I'll be right back. That's up 161.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Think or Swim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors. Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Folks, so we're back here and we're looking at the TLT, which is up 67 cents at 119.72. So much for bonds sliding and the TLT rallying when the market is weak. The Dow is up 175, S&P is up 21, and the TLT is up 0.68, up 0.57%. So this is kind of almost in an independent world. The Fed comes out tomorrow with a statement. You know, I don't. All right, I'll go there. I wasn't going to go there, but I'll go there right now. So let's go to the TNX. The TNX, I think it's just stuck in a range. I don't think it's going anywhere fast. I think it's stuck. It's made a peak D at this is the 10-year T-note TNX is minus 17 at 29.58. I wouldn't be surprised if it's stuck between 30.25 and 29.15 over the next 2 weeks or so. Just look at this, the weekly chart, just in the range, in the rectangle range, but it hasn't made a new recovery high. If it does make a high above, if it on a weekly basis, if it closes above 30.09, then it should, in fact, have a leg. That'll be leg B. It should even have a leg C. It could even have a leg D over a period of time. Even if it broke above the high of 31.15 with this particular pattern to start leg D in the monthly chart, it really has to start closing decisively in the 31.90, 32.30 area. That would be a big deal. Why? Because the TYX, which is unlike the yield of the 10-year yield of the TNX, which has broken decisively above its major 30-year bear market down channel, the TYX hasn't even broken the first resistance yet, and that's the 30-year. So the 30-year is lagging. I think it's also stuck in a range, and we'll be watching these. So let's just move on now because I had so many questions. I wrote down a bunch of things. So let's just do this. GBTC, let me do them one at a time. I said peak D, be careful with this peak D. I didn't have a down arrow, but it got repelled at the 200-period moving average. I said the weekly chart of the Bitcoin Investment Trust was not a good-looking chart at all. I disagreed with those people that I'd heard that said, yep, we should be going much higher from here. I just don't think that this consolidation is complete yet. It just doesn't seem to me to suggest that that monthly severe decline is ready for a move back into the 15s. Not yet. It will do it, but I don't think it's going to do it yet. It's at 10.64, down 47 cents. GBTC. Next question I had, and I'll get to, a bunch of questions about EA, which is Electronic Arts. Made a top at 151.26, all-time high. Peak G, long-legged doji breaks down and is trading right now at 126. That's a 25-point decline. I would say that that's pretty serious. And peak F in the weekly chart and a leg E, still only a leg E in the monthly, but my suggestion to you is be careful. It's sitting on the 200-period exponential moving average daily support of 126.05. It's up 2.20 at 128.42. Just be careful. It's going to do quite a bit of testing. Something's going on in that whole electronic arts, the gaming area. Let's go to T for 2. T2, which is Take-Two Interactive Software, Interactive Games, made a little double top in the monthly chart, a U-shaped pattern. That turned out to be a peak D in the weekly. It's pulled back very sharply from its, not the all-time high. The all-time high was back in February. Yep, February of 2018 at 129.25. This high was 128.70. 128.70 on the 25th is trading right now at 114, haven't hit the 112. Be careful. Let them. These are great looking monthly charts. Just give it time. You need time, maybe weeks, maybe even a couple of months. Just don't be impatient. That's if you're a longer term investor. Short term trades, anything can happen. Next thing, SHLD was pointed out to me yesterday. We're trading in the ones. It's up. Oh, it's up a whopping 2.19%. Up 4 cents at 1.87. This is the old Sears and Roebuck, which became Sears Holdings. And this is a stock that was once trading at 100. Most recent high was back in the 108 area in May of 2018. But this really goes back to the 180s, wasn't it? Yep, 179. What was that? 177.82 was the all-time high back in April of 2007. Wow, did this guy, I think his name begins with a C. I've shut it out for a reason because everybody talked about what a genius he was. And I kept saying, what are you talking about? Sears and Roebuck, it's done. It's had its day. Something's wrong with the company. And wow, look at it now down in the $1.87 area. Next thing I had was LL, which is Lumber Liquidators, down a whopper, down 17% at minus 428, trading at 20.09. Made a peak E top in the 27-ish area back in June. Whoa, this is a big move. And look at this weekly chart. Just got worse and worse. It had a peak G back in September of last year, and that was a peak E in the monthly chart. This is just not good news. Lumber Liquidators, they don't. Well, all I can say is, remember there was that whole scandal, and they survived that. They managed to come all the way back from the 10 area to the 40s, and now look at it, 20, cut in half. Not good. Those are the ones I was asked about. Bank of America, I was asked about that. We don't have a position, and it's making a peak D here. It's holding real well. It's at 31.11. I don't want to go into how we got stopped out just before the earnings came out, and this has blown away things. I like the chart. I'm just not sure that it isn't going to have some kind of pullback with the XLF. A lot of questions came in about the financials. Yeah, the 28.02 down 13 cents on the XLF. I'm watching this. If yields come back quite a bit, I don't see any reason why the XLF wouldn't come back and test the 27.20 to 26.80 area. It's trading at 28.02 now. I'm completely wrong if this thing just moves right into the 28.75, 29.20 area in the next week or so. Okay, questions I had. XLI, let me just do the XLI. That is, of course, just pure industrials. A huge move up. It's in a leg E. It's broken above that move that was the turnaround on the 11th at 76.82. This is very good action. The weekly chart says, yeah, it might be good action, but a lot needs to happen for it to XLI to really become a bull move. And I like the action. It's up 1.59 at 76.85. If this thing can hold for 1 week and close nicely above 77, it has to hold. But 77.35, if it can hold on a closing basis above that, I'm going to become very favorably inclined towards the XLI. If at any point in the next 2 weeks, if it closes below 74.20, not a good scene. Next question is, whoa, let me just have a look here. So let me see. Okay, here we go. XRT. Oh, let's have a look at the XRT. That's very important. XRT is the S&P retail, stuck in a range. It's up today, up 23 cents. Yeah, I'm watching this one very closely. Why? Because we're starting to get into that season. This is the buying season for the stores going into the fall, and then, of course, into the end of year, the change of season coming up. Watching it real closely. 51.04 was the high that we noted of it. That was the high of importance, peak F in the Chapman wave. Just watching it very carefully. Now, what's really interesting is the RTH. So you see this is up 0.23. The RTH, which is slightly different, is up 0.40 at 103.47. It made a peak E 3 days ago and has pulled back. But this one has made all-time highs. I think this is going to be something we focus on very seriously over the next few days. So keep reminding me, RTH we want to be looking at. The Dow is up 172, S&P's up 20. I'll be right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, accurate active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
So let me just explain what I'm looking at. A 201 round number high on the 12th of June. The IYT, this is the iShares Dow Transports, came plunging down to the 183s. So that's a 18-point decline. That's a pretty big decline, right? Or about 9%, 8.5%. But it's trading right now at 200.48. It's just under the previous high. And the previous high was a peak C in the weekly chart. So going to 201.01 starts leg D. The MACD is just about to make a W formation to cross positive. Stochastic still very weak at 62%. On balance volume is quite good. Relative strength is improving. And the monthly chart has made a peak E, but this candle is going to be a very strong, one of the strongest monthly closed candles that we've had in a very long time, since maybe back in, what was that? November of 2016. So I'm watching this closely. And if the IYT has an all-time high of 206.73 made back in January, the second week, was it? Third week of January, 206.73 of this year. I'm watching it closely because the rectangle formation, if it holds very well over a period of a couple of bars and starts to make higher highs, can in fact have a move close to, right on, or just above the previous high and then come back into a good part of the rectangle formation. So I'm watching this. I'm not ignoring it. And I have to tell you, if the IYT continues to be strong, I cannot rule out that it's going to help the key down S&P in indices. All right. So that's that. And now what I want to do is to say, within this context, I'm always asked about Boeing. Boeing is up 6.74 today, still stuck at that peak D. I still say it's in a second cup formation, and it should stay in this range and start heading towards the 343, 337 area within a week or so. That's the way I'm looking at it. We'll see. Okay. With that said, now let's go look at what is negative. I've been showing you many of the positives. AMZ, Amazon, 118.88.05 all-time high on the 27th of July. For it, this is a plunge to the low that was made today, and that low going from 1880.05 to 17.39. So that's 140 points. Is that correct? Yep, 140 points. I would say that's a pretty big move for a stock like this. And it's a doji weekly candle from last week, so that a close below, make it clear, a close below 1769.99. I'm going to make it a close below 1769 would be a big negative on Friday, and a close, I don't know about going to an all-time high, but certainly a close below the open of yesterday, the open of the week, of 1827.33, any close in the 1800s should be pretty good action. So I'm watching these because this is the first real surprise negative action. We've got Apple today. I'll get to that. Look at the deep decline from the 1266. Was that still around? No, 1273.99. Let's just fix it up. 1273.99, missed by 1 penny, making an all-time round number high. Leg E, peak E now, tested the 14-period moving average, the black line. At 1212 went under it, now it's at 1223. So Google is acting quite well, but it is a leg D, possible peak D in the monthly, in the weekly chart, and a leg F. I'm calling it for now leg F in the monthly. I did Amazon, I did Google. Let's do Apple because Apple comes out with earnings. And as far as I can see, oh, there it is. Apple coming up. As far as I can see, that's a peak E top that was made in the daily, all-time high at 195.96. Let me type that in. 195.96. All right, that's daily. Weekly leg E, a close below is at 191.77, up $1.85. Make it real clear. If there is a close this week, any day above 195.96, and then on a weekly basis it closes above 194, I just have to say to you that's excellent action. What I was saying, I must have been saying it here because I don't remember who else I would have been saying it to. I think I said that Apple is a mature company. They've worked out a plan to be able to get this residual, this money that comes in every month for whatever reason. And it really is, if you look at the monthly chart, it's just been a steady winner. Nothing fantastic, just steady as a rock, going to all-time highs, just constantly, every month or other month, new all-time high. If there is any sign of weakness, this is in the FANG area, F-A-A-N-G, there is no room for error as we've seen, but there is room to find a consolidation to try to form another base. That's going to be really important for all of these FANG stocks. Why? Because if they've had the bulk of the down move now, then they're going to consolidate, and then there's one disappointing slide to the downside. Most of them will still be under the most recent low of June the 15th. What was that? June the 25th. In Apple's case, 180 is the number. So that could just say sideways consolidation. If at any point in the next 2 weeks you're looking at Apple below 186, and I've given numbers for the others, that's going to be a big negative. And that's the reason why I gave you the positives to say, yeah, things are holding pretty well. But we were looking at the Dow being the leader for the last 3-4 days in terms of holding way better than the others. So you'd expect it to have a pretty decent rally, but it's what happens next. And that means I've got to look at the financials. I have to look at Home Depot. Look at Home Depot trading right now up 52 cents. When does Home Depot move only 52 cents on a good session? This is not good action. Peak D daily, under the most important peak F high that was made back in February at about 207.61. Monthly chart is still very good, but this is just saying Home Depot right now is working very hard to maintain its weekly uptrend. And at any point at 197.81, if you start to see Home Depot start to trade in the 193 to 192 area and hold there, and then suddenly take out 192 support, that to me would be a big negative. So I see signs here of toppiness, but the speed with which people got so negative. Let's go to the VIX index. Let me show you something interesting. Look, the VIX right now is trading at 13.22. What's the big deal? This is really buying pressure. So for the market to have pulled back so deeply when it's still underneath, it's barely in the teens, 13.23, 12.99. It goes out of the teens. And that says to me, I've got to keep looking at this because it's making very modest higher highs and higher lows in a stair-step way. It got repelled at 1430, the 200-period moving average. I'm watching this for clues because the weekly chart is saying, hey, we might be at all-time highs in many of the indices, but we've been raising the base from the 8s to the 11s, And now you've got almost like 11 to 12 is the base in the weekly chart for the VIX index. So the VIX volatility index is absolutely on my list. Now, a couple of things that I need to look at, and I'll talk about it as soon as we get back. And I want to look at sort of esoteric stocks like the IBD. I'll be right back.
I'm sure you're the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
So this is on a very short-term basis. I'm watching this right now. You've got a couple of my 2-minute, 5-minute, and 10-minute charts of the E-mini and the Russell say maybe a little bit of a lunch hour rest period coming up. We're going to be watching this one closely. Why? Because imagine this. Imagine that you're a fund manager and you lightened up like crazy over the last couple of days because you thought, oh my God, my portfolio, beautiful stocks, Amazon, God, yeah, I got to get out, I got to lock in these profits. What do you do now? Big move. So this is partially a squeeze, number one. Partially it is due because it is time. It is part for the fundamentalist, an area where you got to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the first time we've got the technicals and the fundamentals suggesting that there should be a bit of a timeout in the FANG type stocks, not all of them, but the majority of them. And within the context of markets, what the heck do you do right now? So the next couple of hours going into the close at the end of the month, let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June. So this is the beginning of the next quarter. So it's not as important as the end of June, but this is going to still be very important because it's a monthly close. So I'm watching to see, and I'll just give you what I'm looking at here. You got like a stock like Merck, a stock up $1.26. Look at the chart of Merck. It was pointed out to me a short while ago. Merck is trading almost at all-time highs. It's at 66.08. Look, the last all-time high was at the 66. What was it? 66, right there. Back in March of 2017 at 66.80. It is a hair's breadth away from taking that out. And if it closes above it, yes, it could be an F/B, an F/A, but most importantly, it's good action. And it means that fund managers are going to drift to those. Look, the IBB, which we are still long, although we've taken some nice profits, rebounds back to the 116.53 area. This is nice. Look at UTX. I was asked about that, which we are still long. Nice move up 2.72. Triple M, which I changed from wanting to buy in the 105s to under 103 something yesterday, went to the 205 level. Today's up 7 at 212. And I thought I want a little bit more of a pullback. And look at this, it's leading the Dow. I'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned for Steve Rhodes. Have a great day. And thanks for being here. Check out my opening call. This is my daily newsletter. Have a great day.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.